This is Alistair talking about a small theory of collaborative mental work. This is about the third graph. I don't know what number it will be in the final Xedline. What I have here is a picture of the distance and frequency of in-person communication. On the previous one, we saw that trust drops, as does the frequency of rich communication. So let's just take a look at how often people will actually talk to each other. Now, this is a bit contentious perhaps, because you might say, well, a phone call is communication and a video call is communication. But in this case, we're talking about in-person communication. And the data shows over decades that the curve is something like this. And these numbers are really very, very sensitive. I mean, we are talking at some really small numbers. We're talking about something like, I'm just going to pick a spot here, some sort of a drop-off, and we're really talking about something like 10 meters. I mean, we're talking about the length of a school bus. So really, as the distance goes from like across the table to across the room to next door, to having to get up from your desk, walk down the hall, about the length of a school bus, 30 feet, 10 meters, is where there's a big drop-off. And if you have to go, there's actually a kind of a break in here. If you have to go upstairs, just people will not walk upstairs to talk to each other. And then, of course, we get other drop-offs when you go another building. So you have to go across another building. Now, you know, I don't say this is good, this is bad. This is theory. Theory, what I love is if you don't want people to talk to each other, you put them upstairs from each other. And we have literally done that on projects. That's what the theory says will happen. That's in fact what does happen. And if that's what you want to happen, then that's perfect. If you don't want people to talk to each other, put them in a different building. If you do want people, you want to talk about, we're talking about same room, right? Same room, right? Adjacent rooms, next door, next room over, and so on. But the key thing that the data shows over decades is 10 meters is actually kind of a magic distance where people will not bother to get up and walk. So that feeds into the trust discussion. It feeds into moving ideas between minds. It feeds into telling somebody else that you either have a bright idea or see a problem with the situation. This is Alistair Coburn with a small theory of collaborative mental work, including, of course, software.